Hey guys, what's going on? It's David Mueller from Monetary Ocean, and I have finally reached the 1 year mark of selling on Amazon. With that being said, I just want to talk about a couple of things that I've learned along the way and just, my progress thus far and what I have planned for the future ahead. So this video that you're about to watch is me after I went to a Goodwill by my house and I bought my first products to sell on Amazon.
What's up, guys? My name is David, and I just listed my first product on Amazon. I wanted to make this quick little video. I'm a little bit under the weather. Just wanted to make this so I could document my progress and show you guys my technique. Basically, I'm going to thrift shops, Goodwill, garage sales, anywhere where I can get books as cheap as possible and list them at or below the lowest price, so cheaper than the lowest price, just to gain traction for my Amazon account, so that way I can have a reputation on the site. So further down the road, once I continue with my further plans, I will be able to be more of a reputable seller. People will want to buy from me. The book that I listed, the first book in my pickup of 8 books, is this. Looks goofy. $1 book, listed it for $5.02. So obviously margins on that aren't going to be very much after I pay for shipping and whatnot. I will break even, if not make a couple cents on it, but like I said before, right now is not really about the profit. It's mainly about getting reputation, getting stars, and starting to build reputation as a seller on Amazon. So like I said, wanted to make a quick video to document my progress. I'll be checking in with you guys real soon.
So, at the time, I started off doing FBM, so fulfilled by merchant. And so I thought that, being able to just kind of sell it from my house, it would be, cheaper or whatever. I just didn't really know exactly what I was doing. I just knew that I had to get started doing something. So that is pretty much like the key of everything and anything is you want to just get going as soon as possible, and then you kind of iron out the details as you go. Obviously, it probably isn't the best advice for everything, but for like e-commerce and that kind of stuff, you really just want to get moving. So I knew I had to have that mindset, and so I just went out there, used my Amazon seller app, and I just picked books that I thought were good, and I bought. I scanned them and I saw that they were like, higher priced than some of the other ones, so I just went ahead and bought them. So that one Mummy book, I bought that one. I bought a Dr. Phil book. I bought a Chicken Soup for the Soul book. I bought some other miscellaneous books. One of the books actually did end up netting me a profit, even though I did Fulfilled by Merchant. But honestly, like, I lost money on all those first books I bought. But you know what? That's okay, because that is what brought me to the realization of using FBA. So it just took that in the beginning, the learning stages of, listing the books and, doing all that kind of stuff to actually figure it out, start figuring it out, that is. So my first products I sent in to Amazon FBA were on June 28th, this picture right here. So there's a deal on Cabela's website to get these tackle boxes, these plastic tackle boxes, for a super cheap, rate. I sold one of them FBM, and the second I had to pay for shipping, I lost money. I lost like $10 on it. So I did not even think to I switched it over to FBA the second I got back from the post office, and I was like, I gotta figure out how to pack all these up and ship them to Amazon and do FBA. So that is immediately when it just triggered for me, and I realized, this FBM is not working at all. I saw the sales, I saw the proof that it could and was working, and that's all I needed to just transition over. And honestly, I've never looked back. And I understand there are benefits to FBM, but for my business model, it is not really something that I'm keen to. All right, so now I'm doing FBA. And so this is, beginning of July, just like where we're at right now. And so I just remember being so fueled. It was the greatest high ever to just be going. I was sweating while I'm just driving around to all these places, because it was hot in St. Louis. It isn't just like hot, but it's humid, and you don't understand unless you're from the Midwest. I would rather be in 100-degree heat than like 80-degree or 85-degree heat with like high humidity in the Midwest. It is just miserable. So driving around to all these places, these Goodwills, I'm going to all big box stores. I'm doing like retail arbitrage, hardcore, because that was um, my main focus at the time. Because I didn't have a bookseller app, I was just using the Amazon seller app. So I'm scanning literally everything I can. I'm spending like pretty much all day scanning away. The one day that I just so vividly remember, it was actually 4th of July last year. So I'd gone to this Walgreens, and like I just said, I'm scanning everything in sight, and I come across this game. It's called I Know, or something along those lines. So it was discounted, and I saw that it was like profitable. What had happened was that day, I didn't understand. I hadn't seen a sales chart in my, like, I had never seen a sales rank or a sales chart. I knew what a sales rank was. I'd never seen a sales chart before. I don't remember how much exactly it was, like $10 or $15. I think it was like 10 though. So I remember scanning it, and it was selling for $60. And so I just about pooped myself. And so I'm like, I bought everything at that Walgreens, and I hit 4 or 5 other Walgreens in the area. I was asking all the managers, I was like, do you guys have more of this in the back? I'll buy everything you have. So I literally, stocked up on this. Come to realize it was just an anomaly price spike literally for that day alone. And it went back to a price where if I were to sell it at that price, I would make maybe like $1, if that. And so I was just, not destroyed, but I was, it was a learning lesson. So I, after that point in time, I learned what the sales chart was. I actually talk about this in my Keep a Graph video. I talk about this product exactly. It ended up panning out for me super well come Q4 because that product sold out, and, from all other sellers, I had been poised as the higher price seller because I wanted to make my money off of it. And so then I pretty much, like, within that day and the next day, sold out all my inventory of that card game. So now I want to talk about the day that I started using a book scanning app. So I used Scoutly or FBA Scan, and so they have a free trial that you can do for it. It's like 100 scans. It's like free live, and well, it wasn't a database or anything like that, but it was like 100 free live scans. I went to a Salvation Army, and I'm scanning. I'd never really like scanned the books because I'd just gotten a barcode scanner. I made sure it was working with my phone. Like, I was scanning stuff, just testing it out, and so I was super pumped up. I go to the Salvation Army, and I start scanning books, and then I'm nothing. Bing, I got one, and I was like, oh yeah, like I immediately, like, that fire, like I just talked about, that fire lit up inside of me. And it's an insane feeling when you, like, first are scanning books and you see all these rejects, and then you see like a buy, and it's like, that's money, that this book is worth, like, a profit that you can see how much. So I'm scanning, I'm finding, like 1, 2, 3 or 4 books. Then right then and there, my 100 scans hit, and I was like, it threw me off. And literally on the spot, I bought the subscription because I was like, it paid for itself. In this one trip alone on the free scans, it completely paid for itself. So I figured, no, logically, what other reason, like, why wouldn't I just buy this and, keep going? So I literally bought that, and I could not see any other way right now of scanning books. Like, you have to use one of these apps, or else you're wasting your time big time. And so I never looked back on that. And it, that these are like the changing moments where I just kind of, like, made turns and pivots, and it has, propelled my business, tenfold. I must say though, in my whole year, it if you've ever sold on Amazon or, anywhere on a online platform, everything is not, perfect. Like, I've definitely made my errors. And these boxes that I use as a prop are like a sign of one of my biggest could have been errors. I was able to iron it out, but I had bought about $500 worth of a unit, and this is all from Tactical Arbitrage. I started using that in the beginning of this year. I started using like eFlip for textbooks, and then from that I just used a trial. Then I used the trial of Tactical Arbitrage, and I was able to find products in that trial period, and that is what prompted me to go ahead and buy the subscription. But this right here was an example of not. I did my due diligence on the product, but the listing for it was error. There was a lot of errors. It was not completely filled out. So I bought these units, right? They cost about $20 from Walmart, and they were selling for $90 on Amazon. So that is an obvious, even though it's an oversized unit, you can't. That was major profits. I was going to double my profit, or double the 500 easily, or at least make over $500 in profit. So I went ahead, bought it, got it shipped to my house, and I sent it off in Amazon. And as it hit inventory, I was just like refreshing every single day to see this item hit inventory, because I knew at the rank it was at, and where looking at all the information, this item was gonna like fly off the shelves, and I was gonna make a lot of money. So that you get hyped up from that kind of stuff. As I'm like in this time period where the product has not quite hit inventory, it's almost about to hit inventory, I see the price going down from 90 to 80. People are just race to the bottom. I see the price diving down, and I'm like, concerned at first, but I'm like, okay, I can still, price it competitively to where I can still both liquidate the product and make, profit from it. I'm not going to just break even. So as I'm looking at it more, I see you can ask questions on Amazon. So I see the questions on there, and it says, is this unit a single item or a multi-pack? And the questions, or the answers to that question, were scattered. One person said it's 1 unit, another person said it's 6 units, another person said it was 12 units. So it was not anywhere on the Amazon listing stated how many items were coming with this product. And that right there, I realized I do not want to sell this item just in case. Like, it could cause a lot of issues. It could get my account suspended, or worse, banned, and I'm not going to deal with that. So luckily, not luckily, but I pulled all my inventory out, which is they came in these humongous boxes. Like, you can't see how deep these boxes are because of like how the camera's set up, but they came, like, literally my whole porch was filled with these boxes because I bought 20 units of these. And I was super lucky because I had passed my return time on Walmart, but since it was through a third party, they gave me an extended time until like July. So I bought these in like April, and the return time was till July. It wasn't working out. Long story short, I was able to get a refund on my products, and I still have the products right here. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with them. It's pretty much like useless to me. It's not like it does anything. It's like jugs, essentially. But not everything. I was super lucky for having this work out. I completely had in my mind that I was going to be out $500, and that is, the cost of doing business at scale. I thought, since I'd been buying bulk stuff, I thought, okay, this is going to pan out for me. Everything is, checks boxes, profit, ROI, rank, everything was looking great. But, one little thing like that can cause big issues if, you don't have a little bit of luck, and if you aren't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention straight up. Like, I should have done more due diligence, which is now for sure happening when I'm like sourcing items from Tactical Arbitrage. This is, like I said, I like to keep this here not only for a set, but also as a reminder to pay attention at all times. So from a raw sales perspective, that does not include anything but the sales. That does not, profit. That is not, nothing like, straight up Amazon sales revenue. I've done just a little bit under $17,000 in sales. So for my first year, I think that's pretty, good. I like to measure it from like a fiscal year, so from January to December. This year, I'm on track. Right now, I'm at 10,000. I'm not on track for my goal, but I'm really doing a lot more things now than I was back then that are different and that can bring in more units. So I plan to hit $50,000 in sales by the end of 2019. Even if I fall a little bit short, I'll still, it will still be fine for me, but I'm really I'm really focused on getting 50,000. I don't want to get into the details just for my own personal reasons, to keep competition out, but I am in the process of getting bulk amounts of products, both books and other things, like other retail arbitrage items that can flip. So I'm in the process of doing that. I'm in the process of hiring employees. So at least I want to have 2 employees by the end of the year. I think that would really help me scale up and get these, units in, because units in means units out, which means money coming in. And so I'm really focused on, scaling up the business now that, my feet are wet. I'm 1 year deep, and obviously 1 year is, it's small beans compared to, like this guy I was talking to just the other day. He said he's been doing it for over 5 years now. And so I know people have been doing it way longer, but to actually meet someone that you're like scanning books against, having said that they do it for 5 years, that just, kind of humbles me. Because 1 year is, that, like I just said, small beans is, it's not too much, but for me, it's enough to have some reputation now. It's enough so that I know what is going on pretty much at all times. Obviously, there's new things going on all the time, so being able to adapt is a huge, huge thing. And I'm a pretty, adaptable. I can kind of go with the flow when possible. And I'm really, now that, like I just said, my feet are wet, I'm ready to get to work, buckled down. I have no other, full-time, no other job besides full-time Amazon reselling. So I have nothing else to do but just keep going. So that is pretty much where I'm at, 1 year deep. I cannot wait to see this video when I'm at 2 years, because you guys don't understand, like, just this 1 year mentality. Once I realize that it's been 1 whole year of me doing this, not like planning, because I started my business in like April, around then, and I started my Amazon account in like early May, but I'm talking about 1 year of actually shipping to Amazon, doing Amazon FBA, and it really, it blows my mind where I'm at right now, because I had no thought or no intention of going anywhere. I was just going. And now that, I've been doing this for a while, I have plans, ambitions, and I know where I need to go, and I have a very good idea of how to get there. So for you guys, if you have not started yet, this is basically the video that is telling you, don't wait. Like, you can sign up for an LLC super easily. You can sign up for an Amazon account super easily. You just need to do it. Like, that is plain and simple. All you have to do is take action. So with that being said, if you guys like this video, please drop a like, subscribe if you guys want to see more, and until next time, my name is David. This is Monetary Ocean. Don't wait, dive in.